Hello, fellow traders. Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Tuesday, December the 27th, the year's 2022. Let's talk trading. Managing winning trades with Walmal. As always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and differ from Walmal's. So I hope all you traders had a nice holiday weekend. No, I did not do Sunday and Monday videos because there was really no market activity. The spread was 10 pips, so it wasn't really anything worth showing. So, Walmal, we had a conversation over the holidays, and I had asked you the question, how long do you stay in a winning trade? And you gave me a three-part answer, which I thought was pretty good. And then we just kind of expanded the topic to managing winning trades, because sometimes we have to manage our money. We manage we react to what's happening on the chart, but sometimes we're also managing our emotions. So maybe you can tell the boys and girls and non-binary traders out there about your three criteria for managing a winning trade, if you remember them all.
I think I do, because I kind of try to do it every day. So it happens, on a regular basis. And to be honest with you, I have three different ways that I'm managing winning trades. And a lot of it comes down to exactly what you just went and said, emotion. And I kind of fell into this mode of doing things based on emotion, not because of anything statistically bound or anything that I see on the charts or anything. It's just more of managing my brain, managing the emotions going through my pee-wee head, And so that's kind of where it came from. And the first thing I do is that if it's the beginning of the day, I tend to go and hold on to trades much longer than any other part of the day. And part of it is because I want to go and make my core. I want to make, for folks that don't know what I call my core. My core is making my goal for the day. And so for me right now, making goal requires me to go and make about 17 pips for the day. So I try to hold on to trades where I'm able to go and not necessarily make 17 pips in one fell swoop, but at the same time, I'm trying to get to that goal of 17 pips pretty quickly. And so I manage it that way, and I try to get up stay at the things that work out that way. And, Tiro, you saw this morning, I went and did that, and but what happened was that things didn't go my way for a little bit. It came back and turned around, and I did get about halfway to goal on that first set of trades. But sometimes it gets me into a little bit of trouble, but most of the time it doesn't. And what I like about it is if I'm able to go and maybe make half my goal in the first trade or the first two trades, if I do that in the first trade or two, it sets a positive attitude for me, and so I kind of like that, and it helps me out for the rest of the day. So that's the first thing. The second thing, in terms of managing trades, is that, and you termed it as stacking bricks, and I think you had, which is another trader, you called it collecting Benjamins or something along those lines. And the idea was I'm only looking to go and get a little chunk, a little chunk, a little chunk, a little chunk. And so because of that, I'm only trying to pick up maybe 2 pips at a time. And what that basically means is that, once I go and meet a particular, or not particular, but once I meet those 2 pips, I'm out. And so I'm looking to get out as soon as I go and get the 2 pips. In fact, I'll get out with 1.5 if I have to, rather not, but rather I try to stay in for at least the 2 pips. So those trades don't last very long at all. Generally speaking, those trades will last a minute or 2 minutes. The first set of trades, I shouldn't put a time on it, but that first set of trades, they could go and last 15, 20 minutes. Seems people out there saying, well, that's only 1 M15 candle. Yep. But for me, because I'm trading off the 1 minute candle, that's an eternity. That's 15 candles that ran by. So so that is an eternity for me. But now, once I've made that goal, and now I'm just trying to stack bricks. In other words, all I'm trying to do is enhance what I've made for the day, and just keep on bringing it up, bringing it up, bringing it up. And I don't want to go against my core, so it causes me to, to go and to get out pretty quickly, and that's the rationale, right? Reasoning for that. Again, that's managing emotion probably more than anything else, because once I make goals, like, big sweat, the big sweat comes off the forehead. Okay, I'm good for the day. Now if I'm going to continue trading, I want to make sure I don't blow that, I don't want to mess that up. The third option of managing trades, once I've made a significant amount above my core, so let's say my core is 17 pips, and let's say I'm up, 25 or 30 pips, that's when I'm willing to hold on for a lot more pips, and I'm willing to hold on for a much longer time in a win. But here's how I do that. Let's say I go into a trade. Let's say, for some reason I decide to go long right here at 25, something, there's nothing here on the chart that I'd go long with. Well, let's say there was. Okay, and I've made goal, and not only have I made goal, but I'm up, let's say 20, 25, 30 pips, somewhere in that range. What I may do is, once I get into profit, and I'm up, let's say 3 pips, 4 pips, something like that, I'll take my stop loss, and I'll set my stop loss at break even plus a little bit to cover commission, and just set my TP, 10, 15 pips up, and just let it run to it. And and I look at it, from the perspective that's vacation money. That's not money I need to live on. It's not money to go pay bills. It's just, fun money. And so I just let that run, and more times than not, I'll go and actually only hit it. And what's nice about it, when I say more times than not, I mean maybe twice a week, something like that. I'll go and get a nice run like that, maybe 3 times a week. And if I can get, 2, 3 times a week where I pick up, 10, 15 pips, 20 pips on a run, that's pretty nice. And the nice thing about it is I just literally like I said, set a TP, set my stop loss, and just, sort of like, Tira, which you call, go and place your bets,
Yes.
and walk away. And that's kind of what I do with that idea.
So, we talked about managing the emotions, and would you say you do that more than actually managing the money, or reacting to the chart?
Here's what I've done, okay? I think it's never good to manage your emotions while you're in the trade. So what I've done is I've figured out personally for me what my emotional triggers are, and I've put rules in place that will automatically rule my emotions. So what I'm saying basically there is that I don't have to go and get into the emotional drama of what's going on. I just follow my rules, and if I follow my rules, like I did today, and I'll be transparent in a second here, but if I just follow my rules, okay, then the emotions don't have to be managed, because the emotions will be managed automatically by the rules. I never get myself into a situation where, you're like, you dumb fool, but the thing is, you got to follow your rules. So as long as you're disciplined enough to follow the rules, you're okay. So the short answer to your question is, I'm not in a trade to go and manage emotions. I'm there to go and manage the rules. And if I manage the rules, it will automatically manage the emotions.
You mean follow the rules?
Yeah, basically, yeah, follow the rules. And that's the thing. That's the hard part. And the transparent part is that I was in a trade at the beginning of this hour, and it just didn't go my direction. And what I did was I I averaged in, okay, because I figured it was going to come back in the same spot. And what I was going to do was just get to the break-even point and just get out of the trade. And not only did it hit it once and I didn't get out, not only did it hit it twice and I didn't get out, but it hit it 3 times and I didn't get out. And that, because I didn't follow my rules, I was, now invested in going and being emotional with the trade. I didn't make any mistakes, but I had to manage my emotion at that point. Luckily it turned out that I was able to get out of the trade with a nice little profit, not a big profit by any stretch, but a nice little profit. But I got real lucky on that. And I got real lucky because, I would have gone, if I followed the rules, I would have taken a loss of like a pip or two, but I walk out of the room with an actual pip or two in my pocket. So from a money point of view, it worked out better for me. But from an emotional point of view, it's not, because I haven't traded now for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and the main reason is because I was just emotionally drained. I was just exhausted because of the mistakes I was making, and I had to walk away, get myself a cup of coffee, look at the sunrise, all those things that go and get your brain back where it belongs. And that's why, to me, not managing, but actually following your rules is so important.
Right, because one of the things that I've learned is if you have your rules and then you follow your rules, what'll happen is you won't remember the times that it's a good thing I followed my rules. You're going to remember the times where it's like, oh man, if I would have just stuck in that trade. And as soon as you say that, that's going to put you on that roller coaster, and it's going to actually work against you in the long run because you might not follow your rules. One of the rules I always used to play by, and sometimes still do, is if I'm in a long trade, let me see if I'm in a long trade and it puts a 1 ball or 2 ball or 3 ball right there on while I'm still in that trade, I usually get out, even though the 3 level ZZ is denoting a breakout. More times than not, it will reverse on me. But I will remember those few times where, like perfect example right now, I should be out if I was in a trade, but I'll remember, this thing's gonna run, and then it runs, and then but I've already gotten out, and then I start kicking myself. And in fact, that's one of the reasons why we're talking about this, is because you want to have a set of rules where you capture the lion's share of the profit. So sometimes I might go, you know what? If I see a 1 ball, I'm going to ride it because I know there's a possible 2 ball. But you can see right here, price hit 33, and now it's dropped back down to 30. So the question is, would I have been happy with 32 on that 3 ball? Well, yeah, now I would. But if it ran up to 40, I'd be going, dang it, I should have stuck that trade. So you can't do that revisionist history, because, like I said, it'll put you in a tailspin. And the next time instead of getting out, you stick. And then instead of it going your way, it'll flash against you 5 pips. And then that'll really put you in an emotional tailspin. And then you're going to want to stick in the trade to get your money back. So that's just what happens. Yeah. And you know what, Walmal? The fastest 15 minutes in trading is over. So we'll definitely continue this topic. And traders, let us know if you have rules that manage your emotions, or manage the money, or manage the trade, or a combination. Because, fellow traders, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.